I might use that as a thumbnail. G'day YouTube, it's Shane here once again, and today is a very, very windy day, and it's also very dusty, and it is currently 37 degrees Celsius according to my watch, and it's going to be a warm, sticky day. Today I am on my way into the city because I'm going to meet up with a few guys and geek out over comic books and other things, art and whatever. I'm in the process of creating my own comic, like just a mini comic. I just want to get the origin story of a character out of my mind and onto paper, and then I can, once that's finished, I can then mass produce that at home, and possibly, I don't think it'll have it up for sale so much, but just as a something to hand out at like zine fairs and stuff like that. And then I'm going to do like a larger version. But it's always good to catch up with artists and things, and some of those artists are world famous and very well known, but we talk about everything in the industry and what's new, what's upcoming, and you know, all related peripheral stuff regarding like the comic book world and things like that. Now, after that, I will be working at the Morphettville racecourse doing hospitality stuff, so I won't be doing any flyering tonight. I've let the awesome young lady who has employed me to do the flyering know that I won't be there. And then on Sunday I'll be working at the football at the Adelaide Oval, and I will be in the Villy's Pie shop. It needs a better name than that, but yeah, Villy's Pie shop, and hopefully it's not going to get too ridiculous. I'm very much out of my comfort zone there. I didn't ask for that position, they just put me there, and I'm hoping to go back on up to level 5 in the members area, because quite frankly, like, I just would prefer like a different class of people, not in a nasty sense. I just, when you got to deal with drunk, loud people, messy people, especially during football, it's not the best at all. But I need the money, so that's why I work with the Adelaide Oval in the first place. The other thing I'm thinking of doing and is removing myself or quitting from these third-party agency companies rather than working with companies directly. I have people that are working for some of the clients of these companies saying, "You're really good, you need to work with us," which is great. But one of these companies has an exclusivity agreement where once you're signed on with them, once you quit, you can't work for their clients or you can't work for their opposition for a year after you've left. And this is why I'd struggled to get work locally, because that company has one of the worst reputations in Adelaide for sending employees to them. They would send staff to the Adelaide Oval, right, who didn't have proper RSA qualifications. They got their RSA qualifications online, and like they've done all these dodgy courses and stuff, and never had any hands-on experience, don't know how to pour a beer, and so on and so forth. So if you were working at the Adelaide Oval through that company, you'd only get like 3-hour shifts. And I was complaining about it once to someone who I didn't know was the main person doing all the hiring and stuff at the Adelaide Oval. And it's a bit hush hush, but she said, oh, just take that company's name off the resume, and if there's a vacancy, apply for it, and I'll look into it, wink wink. And it's very much about who you know, not what you know, and because you can always learn new things on the job and whatever. But yeah, so there are people wanting me to work in certain places, but I have to remove those third-party agencies off my resume, and I have to find a creative way to highlight the work that I've done, but not mention those agencies. So what I can do is just mention their clients, because I'm working for those clients, and built up a good reputation with those clients, and just remove any reference to those third-party agencies, because it's holding me back. In America, I know that those exclusivity agreements are actually banned in 2 states recently in America, the United States, and I agree with that decision, because now I understand not working for the opposition is a conflict of interest and all that sort of stuff. So if you were to work at, I don't know, Red Rooster, and work at the same time as KFC, that's a conflict of interest, right? That's not good. But if you decided that you're working at KFC and you decided to quit and wanted to go to Red Rooster, you shouldn't be penalised for doing that. And a year, that's a long time. Now, as far as I know, on the rumour mill, I'm no longer under that contract. But I just have to pluck up the courage and return their high vis, return their branded high vis, their branded cap, and just walk in there and say, look, I quit. I'm getting tired of the disrespect. This morning, they assigned a job to me, right, this company. So before I could even open the app and get in and see what the job was, a little notification saying, oh, this job was reassigned to somebody else. Well, how do you know I wouldn't do the job? How do you know I wasn't interested? Now, I've already got work for today, so that's not too bad, but I mean, come on. And the work I'm doing tonight, I'll be finishing around midnight, so I'll have to catch a Didi or one of those rideshare Uber things. For those overseas that don't know, unaware of the company name Didi, that's D-I-D-I, and I'll have to catch one of them home. Saturday night, I might even just catch one to the city and then catch like an after midnight train home. We'll see what happens, and yeah, because that'll be a lot cheaper that way, I think. Oh, what I do, for those that don't know, is I buy, when I'm working, I buy 2 weeks worth of multi-trip or recharging on the Metro card. So it works out a lot cheaper. I don't have to, worry too much. But I weigh it up depending on how many days of the week that I'll be working. And right now, because Adelaide's woken up again, there's work happening all the time, and I'm trying to work pretty much every day of the year if I can, including weekends. I don't have any support networks or anything like that, so this is why when I say, hey, do you want to donate to my PayPal or Patreon or whatever, I'm not a fan of Patreon, and Ko-Fi won't allow me to upload MP3s or video files, it wants me to just post links. So if I was to do exclusive content for Ko-Fi, they would have to be unregistered or unlisted videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Anyway, the train's coming, I've got to go. I made it just in time. I had to run because the train pulled up, and got there, and the air conditioning was fantastic. So the trains here are electric now. It took them a while to get there. Of course, the richer suburbs got their electric trains first, but we have them, and they have air conditioning on the trains, which is fantastic on a stupidly hot day like today. And they also have these USB ports where you can recharge your phone and electronic devices and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. What they really need is like a Wi-Fi on the trains. I know that there used to be Wi-Fi on the trams, but I'm not sure whether they're still there or not. Ah dear. So going back to fan funding, the Ko-Fi won't allow me to upload a physical MP3 or video file. I have to use a link to an unlisted video or an unlisted podcast episode if I want to do exclusive content. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's I don't really want to charge people for the stuff that I'm giving away for free, but and my focus is not necessarily on money. My only really concern with money is paying my rent every week, and that's starting to become a struggle. But there's other larger goals and things that I want to do, and that will be reinvested back into this channel. So things like getting renewing my passport. All right, that's out of my reach right now. Reinvesting in myself, so I know I can get work doing aged care or disability care and things like that, if I do the right course. So doing the course puts me ahead, and going back to talking to people that want me to work for them, that was one of those employment options. I'd like to go to Chester in the UK to visit a friend. She's offered me work as a full-time carer sort of thing. There's all sorts of things that I need to learn about, like immigration to the UK, whether it would be worth even bothering. I'd probably go a couple of weeks, check it out, and then come back and then sort out like what I'm doing. Thank you very much. DoorDash. That wasn't a sponsored thing, but I always help people that are flyering and stuff. Even if I'm not interested, you just walk a couple of 100 meters and then put it in the bin. Just gives them a bit of hope. Yeah, there's a whole heap of things that I'd like to do with the channel, but I just can't. And my focus in regards to fan funding and money and that sort of thing is that it will give me time. So I could go out all day and film out at Monarto Zoo, for example, or go up to Mount Lofty. Now, a few people have asked me for that content, and I'd be happy to do that, but all day, every day, I'm having to worry about how I'm going to pay my rent, right? Because it's a priority, and then there's a few other bills and things, and I have to make a few decisions whether I cancel various services and stuff like that. Now, I've managed to scrape by and there are people that are willing to help. But I want to be able to earn my way by doing that. So I did have a couple of Patreon supporters. They've pulled out because they didn't like the way Patreon was behaving, and their morality and ethics and stuff like that, which is fine, fair enough. But I was only charging per episode with my podcast. I wasn't charging a monthly fee or anything like that, right? Because I'm not greedy. I can do an episode every day on YouTube, which I should have done. I was supposed to do a live video this morning and I completely forgot. But in fact, I might start doing that now. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. And I know a few of you like the longer videos, which is great. It gives me a chance to walk and talk. So I don't need additional funding just to record videos. I've got everything that I need. I'm using a lot of secondhand technology, which annoys me because the battery on this phone is crap, and the circle of friends that I have, they don't believe in me having independence and being able to earn my own right to be able to do the things that I want to do. I'd like to be able to afford a new phone when I want to, and the brand name doesn't matter, right? It's just that having that option, having emergency money, being able to buy a plane ticket whenever I want, those sorts of things. Right now, not everybody watching this is even in that position, and I'm not going to ask people that are struggling to donate or put themselves in financial risk and all that sort of stuff. Right? Don't do that. And in fact, I think that people shouldn't be supporting a lot of the grifters here on YouTube. I am going to talk about that at some point. I've had to unsubscribe to a woman named Dodash, and because what she was doing, she set up once she could legally, once she had 500 subscribers, she could charge people for YouTube advice, and then she's now charging people for YouTube shout outs, like $25 for a shout out. Now she's got 75,000 subscribers, but that doesn't mean anything if she's only getting 1,000 views on a video now, because people are starting to expose her. And then she started doing $200 for a channel review and advice on how to improve it or whatever. And then the linchpin for me, the final straw, was that she was charging $1,000 for a one-on-one session with her. Whereas those of you who have met me, quite randomly so far, I'm not charging $1,000 to anybody to anything. Not even the biggest YouTubers would do that. You're not movie stars, right? And what I'm saying is, I don't need money to produce videos, and a lot of what I need is time away from doing menial jobs that I hate. And also I'd like to have some more space on my phone so I can edit longer videos, because right now I'm having to delete the majority of the content that's saved on my phone. I have to delete apps and things just to get these longer videos edited together, because I do it in segments, because often I get interrupted, or you would have seen at the beginning of this video, I had to catch a train, had to stop recording. I don't really like recording in public in general because people get paranoid and whatever. No, thank you. Someone just offered me a Bible. I'm on Rundle Mall, so that will happen. But yeah, and so like if you don't unfamiliar with Rundle Mall, there's a lot of buskers and street preachers and musicians and magicians and all sorts of stuff. Happens sporadically. It's a lot cooler in the city now than it was out in the suburbs where I live. But yeah, money buys time, right? It gives you options. So for a couple $100 collectively, not from one individual, but collectively, I could take a day off and do the videos that have been requested of me, and you know, $200 is basically a day's wage, right? And I'm not even earning that with the stuff that I'm doing. Sometimes I'll get, like today will be a longer shift, so today I'll get like $300, I think roughly close to $350, and that's for doing hospitality work. I don't really like it. It's easy, but sometimes the management makes these things harder than it needs to be, and of course the higher up the management, the further removed they are from the actual job itself. So I'm of the opinion that those that do the work know the job, and you know, like your supervisor will know the job, but as you go up the ranks of a hierarchy, they get further and further removed from the nitty-gritty, you know, where everything is, all the little tips and tricks and things that you learn, and from actually doing the job itself. Not that I'm promoting communism or Marxism or anything like that. But yeah, so anyway, this is rather long. But I hope you're enjoying the walk, the stuff that's going on behind me. Nothing going on behind me. Yeah, but please consider, actually I think I'm just putting PayPal. PayPal is a direct payment, and I can set things up so there's no fees and things like that. Finally, my watch decided to record the walk after I've been walking all day. Strange. But yeah, I'm heading down to the Exeter Hotel because that's where the meeting with the guys would be. And I'm about 10 minutes late, but it's a fairly casual affair anyway. But so anyway, like, this is where it gets a bit boring, but money just buys you time. So $200, I can forfeit a day of doing stuff that I don't want to do and go do stuff that I want to do for you guys. That's it. Like, it's not, you know, you're wanting millions. Oh yeah, going back to Dodash. So yeah, $1,000 per one-on-one with her, and you think, how long is that going to be? Is that like an hour? $1,000 US, right? Yeah, I could pay my rent for a few months on that. Insane. Okay, so woo! Actually, I might use that as a thumbnail. I mean, you've been watching the video this long. amazing. The things you see in Adelaide. So anyway, I'm out the front of the Exeter Hotel, and this has been quite long. Thank you for watching this long. And the code phrase is the word forever. Please leave it down in the comments. Let me know that you've watched this far. Anyway, bye for now.